Trying not to get all tangled here, and I think that I am just a little bit. Do I need to do a twirl? I think I need to do a twirl. Twirl, 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 amen, curl. I don't know. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Art of the Jam. Holy shit. Yeah, with the Space Camp with the Echo Assist. That's a cool band name, maybe. I don't know. Anyways.
No, honestly, it sounds dope as shit.
Echo Assist? Yeah, well. I'll go ahead and I'll start with I'll go ahead and start with the captain's log, so I don't forget that. I believe it's it's the 18th. What day is it? No, it's not. The 18th was I don't know.
20th.
It's somewhere in January 18th to the 20th. I have no idea what day it is, but it is also
19-2.
Probably about, I'll give you, it doesn't really fucking matter what time it is. It's 6:30 on January the 20th.
Jam time.
Yes. And today, in the tradition of Art of the Jam, I do have a question for you, audience. I want to know, sometimes as an artist, as a musician, as a human being in general, sometimes we're just grumpy little groove heads. Sometimes we're down on ourselves. Sometimes we're seeking answers, right? So I want to know what the best piece of artistic advice you've ever received has been. Doesn't matter who it's from, where you got it. What's the best piece of artistic advice that you have ever received when you were down on your luck, or whenever you can't quite pick yourself up, and it just did the trick for you? I'm curious. So, with that being said, why don't we cue the intro? And we're back. So, what do you think? What's the best piece of artistic advice that you think you've ever got when you were feeling down or felt like you weren't good enough for what you're doing? Do you have any input on that at all?
It's pretty simple. We always got told just keep doing it.
Well, that is too simple, and
there's.
But simples.
Yeah.
Simple does the trick.
Else to it. Just keep doing it. Keep going.
Right.
Even when you feel discouraged, you always got to keep up, getting up on them feetsies.
That's true. That's and that goes for anything. I feel like that goes for literally just about anything. I think. Do it. As long as you, just do the thing, man. Do it. Now, I did. As of late, I have been kind of correlating the album of the week with the question, and I'll go ahead and introduce the album of the week, and I'll get to my answer to the question. And so today is album of the week is the self-titled Funkadelic album, right? And this was probably my first real soiree into the funk realm. That really, I've always liked funk music, but this album is what solidified my love for it. It really It really did it. It really did it for me because it's funny. It's silly. It's funny. The musicians are great, and but there's also some existential shit in there, which brings me to my my answer to my question. And I know this is a quote from like pretty much a Bible scripture, but there's this part, and I believe it's the first opening track, "Mommy, What's a Funkadelic," and there's this part in it. Not only is it hilarious, but he's like, "If you suck my soul, I will lick your funky emotions," which is super funny, but that's not the answer to my question. The answer to my question at the beginning of this, I believe there's like this chant in it, and it's saying, the kingdom of heaven is within. The kingdom of heaven is within. The kingdom of heaven is within." And you don't really think about it because it's all stirred up there into a big funky stew of nonsense. But when you actually think about that, that's something that I always, you know, whenever I'm down and I feel like, I can't quite reach what I'm trying to get at artistically. It's the kingdom of heaven is within, and that could mean anything. That doesn't have to mean anything Christ-like or anything religious or of any religious affiliation at all. It just means that the whatever you are seeking is within you already. You are born with what you are born with it. You just have to water that plant. You just have to sow that, and reap. You reap what you sow, kind of thing, I guess. But that can go both ways. That can be a good thing. And they have another song too. It's not on this record, but he mentions the great, something along the lines of like the bird waits in the egg, and the great sequoia what sits in his seed. And it's like, you got to think about that shit. It's like you know what a sequoia tree is?
I had no idea.
They're like those huge fucking trees in like California. There's ones that are like thousands of years old, and they're like,
they're like the big ones.
They're like
massive.
Yeah, they're like as big around as like a building. Yeah, and you got to think about that in the sense of like, who you're meant to be. I'm not necessarily one for like determinism. I don't necessarily think that everything's determined and laid out for you in like a godly sense, I guess. But you do have to think that tree, that giant sequoia tree, was once sitting in its seed waiting for hundreds of years to become that big thing that it is. And I guess I found a lot of I found a lot of artistic advice in the little cracks and crevices of this album and Funkadelic's nonsense. And so that's the answer to my question, I guess. Just because you just got, if you're down on your luck and you don't feel like you're making it, it's in you. It's in you, and frustration is a gift because it means that you want something. And I love that. I love that shit. But let's do a hard segue out of this fucking
shit
here.
Subway.
But have you heard this record before?
Yes.
You have heard this record. Yeah. So
like
Mom,
Maggot Brain, though.
I do. I own Maggot Brain as well.
I know.
Music for My Mother is a fucking great song as well, and actually, this is probably one of my favorite guitar players ever, Eddie Hazel. Which
is it also the bassist who's like, hammer my space before I come myself? Is that same guy?
He did play for Parliament Funkadelic. I don't believe he was on this record. That's Bootsy Collins.
Oh, he's funny though.
Yeah, Bootsy Collins is the fucking man. I want his album. He has an album that's I forgot what the album is called. Oh, it's Bootsy's Rubber Band. It's fucking dope.
That's a dope. Is that an album name?
It's the name of his band, but it's in. I forgot what the album is called, but you've never heard that? I'd rather be with you. Ooh, yeah.
Probably. If I heard
No, I'd rather be with you. Yeah, that fucking. That's where actually that's kind of a fun music fact is you know dun, 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 dun. Was it Childish Gambino?
Yeah.
Redbone. He modeled that song after "I'd Rather Be With You" by Bootsy Collins, and and you listen to them, there's a lot of similarities, and they're both like golden riffs. They're just so like they're the riffs of those songs make it. They're fucking. It's just fucking amazing. I heard that Bootsy Collins song after watching a dude on. He's from like Austin, and I actually talked to him. I used to call him my guitar boyfriend because he was he was just one. He was a random dude. He's not famous or nothing. He would post like videos of himself playing guitar on Facebook and shit, and I just happened to scroll past him, and he was doing like a guitar, like a cover, not a cover, but like he was just like playing over it. I don't even know what you would fucking call that, but he was doing it over Bootsy Collins' "I'd Rather Be With You," and I was like, dude, I want that song. And then it sucked because I listened to this song and I liked that dude's solo more than I liked the soloing in the song. No offense, Bootsy Collins and all the musicians affiliated with that record. But this dude's cover was like, fuck, dude. It was fucking dope. And so I messaged him and I was like, dude, I love you and I want to kiss your bones. I don't know what that means, but I want to kiss them all 206 of them, unless you've broken some and maybe 207 or 8. Maybe,
yeah, I was gonna say that.
I
was like, if you look at me right or something stupid.
I have no idea what you just said, but
like 206 bones, 207 if you do something right.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah, I know, but you said it before I did, so I was just pointing out the obvious.
Well, you got to be quicker than that.
I know.
We got to be quicker than that.
You gotta be quicker than that.
But next, we'll do a hard segue here, and this is, and I say this every time, but Space Camp's one of Space Camp's favorite segments of the show. Here, this is called Phantom Sam and the Fictions.
I got some funny ones,
and I am going to do something different, but with the fictions, because this is the thing. Sometimes I have a very difficult time coming up with them in time. So I'm gonna limit. You can do however many you want. I guess it's all up to you. But I am going to limit myself to 3 a week, just because sometimes I'll come up with like 10, and I'll do all 10 in one episode, and then that's like I said, that's totally fine. But sometimes I'm just gonna come up with them and then just do 3. So then like next week I'll probably have I don't want to run out of ideas here because sometimes it's hard to come by some clever ones. But yeah, Phantom Sam and the Fictions is the segment of the show where over the course of the week I come up with, well, both of us now come up with a list of fictitious band names, and we try to figure out what genre. Honestly, it's growing. So usually we try to come up with what genre of music that the fictitious band would play. And on the last episode, we came up with who they would open for, as in like a real band that they would open for. And so we just pretty much just bullshit about anything and everything that involves this fictitious band. We pretty much just make up shit. So, without further ado, Phantom Sam and the Fictions. Would you like to go first?
Sure.
Fictitious band name number 1 of Space Camps.
Banana Tips.
Banana Tips?
Yeah.
I feel like that is a band that plays exclusively in their pajamas. And it's like they have the one has a guitar.
Okay.
And that's
not where I went with that. Keep going.
Well, I'm just saying, one has a keytar, and that's pretty much all I've got. I think it's just a keytar pajama band.
I like the pajamas, pajama part. Well, I was thinking like more like reggae.
That can be reggae. All I said was a keytar.
Right.
There could be a keytar in reggae.
That is true.
Pajama keytar reggae. Reggae keytar banana. See, and that's what got me is there's that classic show from back whenever I was like a wee child, that banana in pajamas.
Wee lad.
Yeah, but bananas in pajamas. It was an old show, and so that's why that reminded me of pajamas. But yeah, but I'm thinking onesie type pajamas, like with the footies and all the butt flap, so they can air out as long as they don't turn their back to the audience. Which, if you want to turn your back to the audience, that's cool with the little butt flap. I'll see. I'll take a peek.
Wink at you.
Anyways, Taylor's fictitious band name number 1, Squash Blossoms.
Dude, I like it.
What do you think Squash Blossoms would be?
I feel like it would be like some type of like rock.
That narrows it down. Yeah, Squash Blossoms. I feel like it's a southern folk rock or something. Like I feel like there would be definitely a dude and chick singer, like almost like a duet type of vibe. The girl would wear long flowing country type dresses with some boots. And she would have that country twang voice. I feel like the dude would have a raspy bluesy voice, and she would have like the twangy country voice. And then they would obviously have like
the voice of an angel.
Yeah, but they would have the normal run of the mill, the drums, the electric guitars, but then they would have a fiddle player. I feel like that would or a banjo player or something like that. Just something to make it a little more southern, I think. But yeah, Squash Blossoms. What's your fictitious band name number 2? Unless you have something to add to that.
No.
Okay.
Cookie Poot.
Cookie Poot. I feel like they would open up for Banana Tips or whatever you said. Cookie Poots.
Poot.
Cookie Poot. I feel like that had something to do with eating too many cookies and having to shit or poot.
Was it more or less a queef?
Ooh, a cookie queef. Cookie queef. Why didn't you say that? Cookie queefs.
I don't remember what it was, but I heard Cookie Poot and I just fucking lost it. I was like, dude, band name, writing it down.
Cookie Poot. I feel like Cookie Poot. Cookie Poot. Cookie Poot. Cookie Poot. It is fun to say. Cookie Poot. I don't know, man. Cookie Poot sounds like honestly, I feel like they're Swedish. I don't know why. I get this vibe that they're from like they're from a country that speaks English but not very well. Does that make sense? Like Sweden, where they're like, yes, Cookie Poot. We are Cookie Poot. And they play just,
I was thinking dubstep.
I mean,
I don't know why it just with the Swedish stuff. We are Cookie Poot.
Yeah, one of them plays a. How about just one of them? There's dubstep in there. One of them plays a moog. What about that?
I don't know what a moog is.
It's a type of a brand of synthesizer, bro. Yeah, Cookie Poot plays the moog. That's a title. Cookie Poot plays the moog. All right. That sounds nice. Anything to add?
No, that was it.
Okay. Taylor's fictitious band name number 2, Apparently Scary. What do you think Apparently Scary would play?
Did I get like a early 2000s vibe from that?
Apparently Scary?
Yeah.
I could see that late 90s, 2000s, like they would hang out with like Alice in Chains or something.
Yeah.
Not quite play the same music, but or no, they would hang out with what's that band? Blind Melon. That I feel like they would like hang out with Blind Melon or something. I don't even know. Apparently Scary. Yeah, they would play like I don't know. I don't want to say quite psychedelic, but
I didn't get that.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think quite psychedelic music, but something. I don't know.
There.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Apparently, Scary is apparently scary. And they play whatever the fuck they want, maybe. And they open up for Blind Melon. They hang out with Blind Melon and Alice in Chains. That's what they do. They don't need a genre.
Runs on stage and trips.
They're actually that band that nobody's heard before, and they're I don't want to say noise rock, but apparently Scary. I think they just they're a multi-genre band. They do whatever the fuck they want. What's your next fictitious band name?
Loose buttholes.
Loose buttholes. That just sounds like an observation.
Dude.
What'd you get from loose buttholes?
Kind of almost. I know this kind of just seems obvious, but like it's like butthole surfers almost.
So because it has the word buttholes in it,
yeah,
it's the same.
Not necessarily, but like that vibe, that like real like
fuzzy, creepy, like loose buttholes in the creepy doors. There's a creepy door opening across the room. I don't know who it is or what it is, but sorry. Yeah, there's a creepy door, but it's also two different temperatures. So I imagine that the air in the room is the culprit. But loose buttholes, the band. Yeah, I could see that like just like fuzzy. Fuzz rock, fuzzy. What's that? Like, no. Fuzzy. It just like sounds like fuzzy surf because the butthole surfers thing. It just sounds like fuzzy surf rock or something. Loose buttholes or something. I don't know. I feel like all the bands that you came up with today would tour together.
Yeah, the last one's I think my favorite though.
It's alright. Fictitious band number 3 for me and my last one. Wine Since 7.
Do you repeat that?
Wine Since 7. Wine Since 7.
Dude, I really like that.
Wine Since 7.
I think that would be a band I'd listen to on a daily.
Wine Since 7?
I hear like a melodic, definitely like a melodic feel to it.
Wine Since 7, I feel like they would be in the same realm as the Goo Goo Dolls. I don't know why. Wine Since 7. Huh. You know, a lot of these I try not to even think about until I just write the names down and then I come here. So I try to keep it as organic as possible. So so I have no idea what Wine Since 7 would be, for instance. Wine Since 7. The story behind that one is, though, somebody, I forgot who it was. It was like somebody on a show was like making fun of some guy's voice. And it's like, it sounds like his voice is so raspy, it sounds like he's been drinking wine since 7. Or wine since 7 years old or something like that. And I was like, Wine Since 7? That's kind of a dope fucking band name, dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wine Since 7. And it's fun to say. But do you have any more?
Yeah, Dingle Dukes.
Dingle Dukes. They are They
dress up as the Dukes of Hazzard.
Dingle Dukes? Yeah, but they only play covers of Christmas music. Yeah. They're a Dukes of Hazzard Christmas music cover band. How about that?
Dingle Dukes.
Yeah. Dingle Dukes.
So hard to say, Cameron.
Dingle Dukes.
So hard to say.
Well, I think that one came out. It came pretty naturally. I think. Honestly, that's all I think of. I mean, I wouldn't even. I honestly.
woke up in the middle of the night with that one too.
I wouldn't have thought about, honestly, unless you said the Dukes of Hazzard. I probably wouldn't have thought of the Dukes of Hazzard for some reason. I just didn't put that together. But
So funny.
yeah, a Dukes of Hazzard Dukes of Hazzard impersonators covering Christmas music. Say that 5 times fucking fast. Holy shit. Anyways, but that wraps it up for unless you got another one. Was that your last one? Okay. That wraps it up for Phantom Sam and the Fictions, and I will go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead. I have a segment that I started. I've only done it once, but it's a segment I like to call Phantom Sam and the Buddhas of the Bathroom Wall. And it's basically a segment where whenever we go out on the road and we see, you go into a venue bathroom usually, and 9 times out of 10 it's covered in graffiti and covered in stickers and covered in piss and shit and puke most of the time, beer bottle caps, whatever, what have you. All your run-of-the-mill music venue paraphernalia type of shit. So
good stuff.
But tucked in there sweetly, in between all sorts of vulgarity, there's always a quote of some sort that some unknown Buddha of the bathroom wall wrote in the midst of it all that's going to be what you need to hear right in that moment. And, it's always something uplifting. And but this one, for instance, I was scouring my photos because I like to take photos of them, and I did that before I even came up with this segment. But the planets aligned, and this is what this is meant for, and I knew they would come in handy. But I took a picture. This isn't a bathroom wall, but it was a piece of graffiti on the side of the road in Memphis. Whenever I used to go and be a little dirty little scoundrel and run around the streets of Memphis with my friends and go to the festivals and whatnot, and there was always this photo that I took, and they've since painted over it, and so I'm really glad that I got a photo of it. But and I'll put it up for you guys. But it was just one of the greatest quotes that, and this was back in like 2012 that I took this photo originally, and it's just made it from phone to phone to phone to phone. But I thought, as I went back in time with my photos, I was like, man, I really want to just showcase this one because this is I've lived by it and I like it. But it's a piece of graffiti, and it has a little alien with a hat on it, and it says, "Invest in good times." And I always thought that was very enlightening for some reason. And I'll put that up on the screen for you guys. And but invest in good times. It's just a beautiful quote because it doesn't just say. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it doesn't just say like have a good time, like do fun things, do this, do that, blah blah blah. But invest in good times. Make sure that you're doing what you can in order to have a good time, and making it a point, because we live in a cruel world, right? And so we need to be good to ourselves and good to each other, and good with our time and what have you. But I have another little segment that I wanted to go. And then honestly, I'm still working on my segues here. I don't really have quite. I keep looking over there at that fucking door, and I'm like waiting for somebody to peek around it. But that's yeah. But I have another little segment that I wanted to. I'm still working on it, but on the last episode, I mentioned at the end that I wanted to. I wanted to do something with like music histories and philosophies and do you want some more?
Sure.
Or a warm up at least or something? But just a little snippet about music and either whether it has to do with the history of music or the philosophies of music or just little intricacies of esoteric musical ideas, things like that. But today, the other day, and I'll start. This is so I don't know what to call this fucking segment yet, so I don't have a fancy fucking name for it or anything. So, we stay tuned for more, and we will. I'll come up with a fancy name for this segment. So, for now, it is working title Phantom Sam and the segments. I don't know, but which sounds kind of neat, but it's a little vague and doesn't actually give any sort of idea as to what the segment is about. It's just a random segment. But history and philosophy of music with Phantom Sam. Story time. But I thought this was kind of an interesting idea. So I'm not going to go on a long spiel about it. It's meant to just be a short segment, but I've already spoke enough and made this super long, so this is going to be really anticlimactic, I feel like. It's a new thing. I'm doing new things, so shut the fuck up. But,
yeah,
it's fucking... But anyway, history and philosophies. So, I thought this was kind of interesting, and I've been on a big Miles Davis kick, and John Coltrane, and just a big jazz kick lately. And there's this thing about, sometimes, sometimes I don't know when to give myself a break playing, just in the middle of, like, say you're playing, and there is such thing as, like the concept of playing busy and playing too much and occupying too much space in a song or a groove or a jam. And I was watching this show, or this documentary about Miles Davis, and he had this idea. It was basically, he was saying that he's always looking for spaces to leave out. And I thought that was kind of an interesting idea. And there's this idea in jazz as well, where it's like there's the yin and the yang to everything, right? But the yin and the yang is playing and not playing. And so it's like the spaces that you stop playing are just as important and just as impactful as when you are playing. And Miles Davis really actually articulates that, and it's a really nice lesson to learn, because there are some times whenever I'm playing where I feel like I'm playing too much sometimes, and I'm like, man, if I just slow the fuck down and just kind of like, just not even slow down necessarily, but just like stop and then go and then like end a phrase. It's almost like a run-on sentence if you go too fast. It's like if you actually leave time for a period and then you say the next thing, period, then the next thing, maybe a question mark, and then, he's always looking for things to leave out and spaces to leave for himself to progress and things like that. And he had this oh my gosh, what is it? Leaving spaces. I always thought that was nice, but
no, it's cool.
Yeah, and there was something else I was going to add about the leaving spaces thing. Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, that sucks. I lost my fucking train of thought. I lost my...
Never to be seen or heard again.
Well...
There you go.
Yep, you're right, dude.
Sorry.
Yeah, crazy bastard. But I'll get back to that, I think. 'Cause that's an interesting... That's just a... I don't know. See, I haven't quite... Well, my fucking headphones are just like weirding out right now. But, Yeah, so as you can see, that was a little rough. I haven't quite got my history and philosophy lessons quite down. I feel like I kind of stumbled through that and forgot half of my train of thought here. But because there was something else that I was going to add about. Oh my God, I thought of it. Holy shit. Okay, so this is what's crazy about Miles Davis and leaving spaces. He had this crazy thought. He was like, you never play what you are thinking of. This blew my fucking shit out my fucking gourd, dude. I don't know why, but it was like, say he's like, figure out what you're gonna play, and then once you figure out what you're gonna play in the spaces. So not only did you leave spaces, he's saying, play what you're gonna play, listen to it in your head, then don't play that. You play in the spaces of the thing that you thought you were going to play. So like say like boom da 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 doom down da 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 dun 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 da da da. So if you think of that instead of all those pauses, so just bum 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 bum, like play in those empty spaces rather than what you actually were going to play. And I obviously I did not do that justice because it would probably be way easier to do. I need to start setting up an. If we're gonna do this shit, I'm gonna have to start setting like up an amp or something so I can actually demonstrate this in the moment. But I thought that was kind of wild. I thought that was like the craziest thing. It's like if you're trying not to do the same thing over and over again, like you're caught in a loop. It's like think about what you're gonna play and don't play it. Play in the spaces in between all of the things that you were going to play in the first place. Good one, good catch. But I thought that was kind of a wild thing, and those were two different videos, and it kind of correlated. So I really wanted to talk about the whole leaving spaces and the yin and yang of music. I thought that was fucking wild, dude. And but yeah, and speaking of artistic advice, that was a fucking that was just a game changer for me in my mind. I haven't quite yet figured out how to utilize it yet, but I'm getting there. I'm still thinking about it, stewing on it, but you know, there you have it for that painful first history and philosophy with Phantom Sam. So I guess we should probably go ahead and talk about our weekend. And we did have a show this weekend. We were a last minute. We picked up a last minute gig on this past Saturday at Lindberg's Tavern in Springfield, Missouri. We so shout out to the Biv, Christopher Bivens for hooking us up with that show.
Get him a bib.
Yeah, the Biv. But yeah, so we Michael Evans too. Shout out to Michael Evans. He opened the show.
Beautiful voice.
Yeah, I've only seen him at jams, so I never really knew what he was capable of, and I don't mean that in any sort of nefarious way. But he definitely blew my mind. I don't like it sucks because you always want to like compare people you hear to other bands, but I try not to. But he had this like that the record I had the other day, the Fleet Foxes. He had like a very it was reminiscent of the Fleet Foxes. I don't want to compare him to them at all, or to say because he didn't sound like them. It just gave me that same like feeling. It's like I could listen to him in the woods, if that makes sense. I don't even know how to explain that.
Shit.
It's fucking. It's just a nice. He made me feel all sorts of ways and whatnot. But yeah, beautiful voice. He had some fucking sick little acoustic riffs that I enjoyed too. I don't even know.
Very melodic, almost.
There was. That's like I feel like that's your favorite word to use. Melodic. You use that word more than any other word ever.
Are you okay?
Oh. You're so lively today, Space Camp. Thanks for holding up your end of the fucking show, dude. You're really leaving dead air for me to try to fill with and talk and shit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Good thing that I can just chug coffee and talk forever and ever and ever. But it's you know, it is what it is.
I'm trying just focusing too much on moving it too much and it's just like, oh, this is a nightmare.
Well, you fucking did fine last time, and you didn't.
Thinking about it too much.
Well, that's sounds like a space camp problem. Then I think here
It might be. It might be.
Well, I mean, it definitely is. There's no doubt about that. You're the one thinking about it too much. I'm not thinking for you. I can if you'd like.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to do that anyway. But yeah, I'm just busting your balls, dude. You fucking relax, all right? We're having a good time. But yeah, Michael Evans opened to the show, and he had a very beautiful voice. He had this riff that I can't get out of my fucking head, and I can't figure out exactly what made it so beautiful to me. It was such a simple little riff, but it was like he did it. It was like it was just like a little 3-finger pick over 3 strings, but it was just like he did like a little roll, and then on the like 4 measures, but the last measure it was like he plucked all the strings twice, like doublets.
Oh yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it was just like, holy shit. I don't know why that made that so fucking wonderful, but so huge shout out to Michael Evans. I really enjoyed your music, and I enjoyed your riffs and your voice and whatnot. And after Michael opened the show, we had the band Blume played. We'd never heard of Blume before, but
those guys are good.
They were pretty dope. Yeah, they were
really good.
Primarily instrumental and super dope. They had kind of the drummer was the jazziest motherfucker I've ever heard in my fucking life. Yeah, he pretty much just did whatever he wanted, and it was amazing. And I really, I could literally listen to that dude. I could just watch that dude play drums till the end of fucking time. It was fucking really dope, especially like perfect timing in my life because I'm obsessed with jazz right now, and it's just like to see this fucking jazz drummer. It was just like, dude, that's fucking sick. And he had like the fucking Michelangelo hat and then the orange kit.
Yeah, it was
that was
really
pretty
cool.
Dope. Yeah, they were all kind of Ninja Turtle-y and dope, but the bass player, he was fucking holding it down too. It kind of sucks. They were originally going to close the show, but the bass player was sick. But for he was sick in more than one way. I'll say that.
Yeah, on my elbow.
He well, but his bass playing was fucking dope. I don't you wouldn't even have known that he was sick. He was fine. They were lying. I feel like, just kidding. They weren't lying, but. Because the sound guy was sick too. So a big shout out to him. He had to leave in the middle of our set because he didn't feel well. But yeah, and then he had the hand sanitizer.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The sound guy was sick. He had a viral infection or some shit, and he showed us his bottle of hand sanitizer, and it had like a picture of a lady on it, and it said maybe I touched my genitals or some shit on it. And I just thought it was funny because I was like, no, but it's definitely a God-given fact. I touched my genitals, so I need this hand sanitizer. But it was a good time. He's always a good time. I like the Lindberg's crew. They're all really nice people.
Yeah, and the drummer from Lilac Cruise came out too.
Oh yeah. I forgot his name though. But you know who you know who you are. You are the drummer of Lilac Cruise, and you came to see the show, and it's mucho apreciado. I don't know if that's how you say appreciated in Spanish, but you get what I'm saying. You know who you are if you're hearing this, so I'm sorry that I forgot your name. I will put drummer from Lilac Cruise in the description, in my mentions, in my special mentions, so there you have it. And if you really are watching this and you want me to know your name, you'll fucking comment, and you'll be like, listen, bitch, this is my name.
This is my name, motherfucker.
And honestly, you can call me any derogatory name that you want because I forgot your name. You can lay into me. I don't give a fucking shit, dude. But, Yeah, and so but Blume, because he's friends with the Blume guys, that's why he showed up. But yeah, the guitar player, well, two guitar players. The lead guitar player was fucking he ripped, dude. He was fucking dope.
All over the place.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because the rhythm guitar, I guess it makes kind of sense, but the rhythm guitar player, the one that was closest to us, that was playing the silver Strat, he was like dancing around and shit, and it was just like everybody else was just stood still. I just thought that was so. I always think it's funny when you see a band and there's just like one wild card, and the rest of them are just standing still. It's like, this is dope. They're playing to each his own, man. If you got to stand still to do well, and or to move around to do well, I guess you do your own thing. But I just think it's funny to see like the contrast between bandmates and shit. I think it's funny.
Yeah, dude.
But Blume, check out Blume if they're from Springfield, Missouri. They, I think they said, and I don't want to get this wrong, but they do have a house venue. I think it's called like Central Station or some shit that they said. So check that out too. I don't know if they want me to be saying that, but check that out anyway, and I'll take the heat for it if I get in trouble. I don't know, but yeah. They're pretty dope dudes. So Lindberg's was successful. I think our show could have went better. I think there was like one dude there, and that stuck around the whole time.
But man, he could have had the energy of 1,000 dudes.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. So big shout out to Toeman. You know who you are. I'm sorry. I don't. I just remember you saying Toeman, and I thought it was funny because you were talking about my bare feet, and then you're like, my name's Toeman. I'm like, oh, that's kind of punny. I like that. But you know who you are, and I appreciate you more than anything. Just staying for the whole show and appreciating what we're doing, and you know, just bullshitting with us after the show. I really appreciate that, and I hope you get home safe. I hope you are living your fucking best life, my dude.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, man, I think that's pretty much all. You know, it's pretty much all we got for the show. I guess we can wrap up here. But
for this year's season, got new heads coming, so that's cool.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
We're gonna try out the green kick. So I'll have the green kick and snare.
Yeah, you mentioned that the other day.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. That's pretty fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, dude.
But we'll be on tour in March. That'll be fun. Catch us if you can. Do it. Anyways.
Squiggly line, squiggly line.
Without further ado, well, I will say, please stick around for the jam. Please.
Yeah, dude.
But without further ado,
we bring to you
Art of the Jam. Hell yeah.
chewing on chalk.
Oh, man. Goodbye, everybody. Shoot me. I don't know why I always have to, I feel like I should open an episode with some weird noise. I feel awkward.
Just be obnoxious and just, like, throw stuff.
Well,
not really throw stuff, but you get the gist.
I don't, yeah, okay. But no, I don't know, for some reason I always feel the most awkward starting an episode. So I'm just like, I don't know, I always have to say it fucking. But, anyways. Shooby Goop. Put that on the board. No.
How would you even spell that?
Shooby Goop. Shooby Goop. Yeah, just SHOOBY space. I forgot what word we're spelling. Goop. GOOP.
Yeah.
Or if you want to be fancy and be like British or something, you could throw a U in there somewhere. Because for some reason they like to throw U's in things, like the word color.
You! And
But
me. Then who? Then
he's having a
Ow!
Space Camp is having a spell right now, so just don't mind him. It'll clear up in a moment. But yeah, please stand by. Anyways, welcome to the jam portion of the show. This is a dual recording day. Apparently, we did another jam right before this. It's going to be a different episode, and it got a little carried away. We've been doing that. Like I said,
dope shit, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Dope stuff.
It's important to have a little freestyle thing, but we're gonna do a dice roll today. So, I hope the camera can hear me.
I wish our dice roll could be as cool as the weekly feedings.
What do you mean? They're the same thing.
Well, I want the space right in front of me, man. You know, you roll the dice and got the space stuff. And
maybe I'll put space in the green shit around us.
If you haven't checked out weekly feedings,
nobody likes the weekly feedings. I think two. Okay, this is the thing. I think two people have done them. One's Brandon, one's Derek. Derek will always record. Brandon will. I'm fairly certain he'll actually do what is asked. Like he'll just like make something up, and he sent it to me and stitched it in on TikTok and shit, which is cool, and I greatly appreciate that. Derek sent me. Oh, I don't want to. Derek, if you're watching this, I'm not trash talking you, but he sent me one, and he was like, "It's not the feeding, like it's not exactly, but I did it this way." It's like, you don't get to. You got to do it the way that the universe told you to do it. You can't just be like, "Well," but
it's like you're
he
cheating
tried.
on a test.
Yeah, and you can't cheat the universe. The universe
it cheats you.
Well, think about it when you cheat on a test. What are the consequences of cheating on a test?
Consequence.
I said, what's the consequence?
I know.
You get in trouble, and so how do you get? What happens whenever the universe you cheat the universe?
You get in trouble.
Yeah, but in like the grand scheme of things, like you get fucked existentially.
The opposite way. What?
Shoot, but let's go ahead and we'll get to a dice roll here, and like I said,
Rock, paper, scissors?
For what?
Oh, that's why we were doing it.
Rock, paper, scissors for what?
The roll.
No, we each roll 2 dice.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
About that. Guys.
No, we rock, paper, scissors for who starts.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we were both right, but yeah.
I was mostly wrong.
Well, hey, you know what? Sometimes I don't know what I was gonna say, but I'm always afraid that I'm gonna like dump these out and there'll be like I'm missing one, and I'll be like,
the game's worthless.
But in the tradition, I'm going to give you the dice that mainly apply to me, and I'm going to roll the dice that mainly apply to you. So you're going to get key and quality, and I'm going to get time, signature, and accent, so that we can't cheat ourselves, because we know where that gets us.
Here's your 2. Hey, what are you saying? Looks like 3s.
What are you talking about?
He's like, I can't.
Oh, what do I say in it?
Well, no, it was something about cheating. It's like,
No need for me to cheat.
Yeah.
Just bad luck is sure to follow me.
There you go. There you go, folks.
Do you understand that? Like I said this the other day, and it's like some songs I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Like, and so when someone's like, "What are you saying in that song?" and then I have to say it, and I'm like, "Oh wow, I might be a little smart. I don't know."
Did I get you on that one?
Get me with my own song. All right, so on the count of 3, 3, 3.
I'm glad we got that.
I'm gonna. Well, let's hope. And I don't receive like a phone call or something.
Or
I turned my alarms off.
So you're feeding alarm.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Honestly, I didn't turn them off. I never turned them on yesterday because I normally will, like, as soon as they go off, I'll turn it back on so it's ready for tomorrow. But didn't. But ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, roll. Oh, great. All right. So
is it fucking 10-8?
Close. All right. So, what did you get?
I think that is major 7. The MAJ 7.
MAJ 7, major 7.
And then A sharp. I can't see it. BB?
Oh, B, A sharp, B flat.
Sorry, I'm trying to like read them.
Well, those are shunted hard. So it was on major 7.
Yeah.
MAJ 7.
Yeah, and then A sharp, B flat.
Okay.
So if it has the capital B and then the lowercase b, that means it's a flat, right?
Lowercase b is flat, and sharp is the pound.
So what if the b, the lowercase b wasn't there? What would that be?
It'd just B.
Oh.
But the only reason it says A sharp / B flat is because they're the same note. It's just relative to where you're coming from. So, because like, you know, so like you have like a B, right? So a B, and then you have an A. That note in between, that's if you're coming from A, it's an A sharp. If you're coming from B, it's a B flat, but it's the same note.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So that's why it's the same thing. So, for today's roll, let me turn that shit off. For today's roll, and I'm trying to get better at my pointing. I can't, like, I point and then I put it and I put the little dice face where I'm pointing. But sometimes I'm like, huh. And I think it's funny to put it like halfway off the screen. You can't even see it. And, it's super funny. But we're gonna do.
You should do one where you're like this and this is right behind you.
Like I just
Funny stuff, man.
funny stuff. Sorry, I've only had a cup and a half of coffee today, and I woke up. I didn't wake up that early actually, but we're just at an early start today, so I'm a little brain dead as of right now. But for today's roll, we have the key of A sharp, B flat. We have a quality of major 7th. Time signature of 9/8 with an accent on the 7. Let me repeat myself. We have the key of A sharp with the quality of major 7th, a time signature of 9/8 with an accent on the 7. Without further ado,
River to you.
this is Art of the Jam. Oh wait, we have to farkle.
Oh, it's red.
My milkshake. I have to do that every time. But you know, just for good measure here, I'm gonna make sure we're good. And I don't have a. Do you have your phone on you?
I don't know what we need.
Do you have a timer on your phone? I just I have like 3 phones in here, and 2 of them are dead, and 1 of them is filming.
Timer or like
a stopwatch or something. Unless we won't be able to hear the alarm. But if you
do timer or stopwatch, let's do stopwatch.
Okay, just put it somewhere where we can see it. And just go ahead. Oh, you're already rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. So, A sharp. Oh my God.
A sharp, E flat.
No, yeah, A sharp. We have
major
seventh.
Minor 8 on the accent 7.
Yeah. Oh, Fargo.
I was listening.
I said it on camera 3 fucking times, and I had it in my hand, and I was staring at it the whole time. And
honestly, to be completely honest, I was fucking around in the background, and I didn't think I was listening, but I was.
Well, oh fuck! I drank all my coffee now. That's like a fucking double-edged sword. There, it's like, oh, I get. Well, not double-edged sword. Fuck my analogies today.
Ah, fuck this.
It just bothers me because I need the coffee, but I drank it all, so there's an issue. Because now, I don't know. Fuck my life. I'm done. I've had it. Anyways. So let's Farkle for who starts.
Shoot or 3?
Shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
Should we do this though? Should we do who wins gets to choose who starts, or who wins starts, or who wins doesn't start?
I was thinking that.
Let's Farkle for who does. No. Oh,
but.
Okay. Anyways. We'll just do Farkle starts. Whoever Farkle starts. Okay. And or wait, how do you think it should go down?
I mean, do you want to start? I guess if you have the choice, okay.
How about let's just start fucking together, dude? Let's just.
We did that last time.
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's establish the rhythm here and the beat and everything like that, and then we'll just fucking go. So it's 9/8 accent on the 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of gave up on the 7.
I did too.
I was like, I don't even. I think it's, dude. I was like, I think we're.
I think we're starting to like grasp like the time signature part about it.
Yeah.
At least I am.
Yeah, but it just sorry. I don't know if you even heard what I said, but whenever I was like, that sounds right, and then you're like, yeah, that's right, and then as soon as I start thinking about it, I start fucking it up.
The funny thing is, we even counted too. We counted together, and I'm proud of us. Our communication is getting a lot better.
That's what I'm saying. At least, you know, this might be a little. This show still might be a little dreadful for people to watch, but at least like we're getting better at it. Like I feel like as time goes on, this will get easier and we'll get better at it.
I'm feeling a little more confident in myself with these now. I'm starting to.
Yeah.
That makes, because like honestly, I like not knowing all these time signatures and then like meeting all these different drummers. I kind of feel like I'm Patrick from fucking SpongeBob sometimes.
Well, like, what do you mean?
Like just like, oh, I don't know what this means.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just dumb as shit.
That's what sucks about drums in particular. Is I feel like drums is a little bit more mathematic than other instruments. Like whenever I see another guitar player, I'm like, oh, that's cool how he does that. But it almost like you can learn anything from anybody, but it's like I feel like yeah, like as a drummer, it's like seeing somebody play drums that are like, and I'm just saying this in general, not necessarily about you, but like. If you're a drummer and you see a drummer that's fucking crazy, yeah, I feel like it is easier for you to feel like an idiot because of, you know what I mean?
That happened this weekend.
Yeah. Well, he made me feel. I'm not even a drummer. He made me feel like an idiot.
Like it's like fuck, man. It's like I don't want it to be discouraging. I want it to be encouraging. So it's just cool that I'm starting to grab the concept of different time signatures because it's just like fuck, I want to be better, and it's like going up against a jazz drummer, that's insane, dude.
See, like I'm saying, it's like guitar. It's like whenever I see a guitar player that's like wicked, I'm like, oh, I like what he did there, but it almost like doesn't mean anything to how you play the guitar. Does that make sense? Like the guitar for me is easier to not be intimidated because I'm like, well, he plays that way. That's how he plays. That's him. That's how he expresses himself through that instrument, and it has very little to do with what I do, and vice versa. Like but for some reason, drums makes me feel more mathematic. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like it's almost like being a caveman and seeing like a scientist solve the answers to the doing math equations. I don't know why, but
it's a little scary sometimes. What the fuck?
But I think I mean, I know we kind of ditched the accent, but I think we still did good for
9/8.
I mean, it was a little wonky, but for the majority of it, once we found it, we were on.
4/4 is so hard to like get out of.
Dude, for sure. Honestly, it's like what
I felt myself. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I felt myself like falling in, and I was like, no, count.
It's weird whenever, like, to consciously play music. I know that sounds weird. Like, we obviously like. When we play songs, it's like we know how they go, we know what we're playing, but like to actually like sit there and like
really
think about what grasp what you're actually doing is fucking crazy. But we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode. If you stuck around this long, we appreciate you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the jam, and there you have it, folks. Without further ado,
we just brought to you
Art of the Jam.
Sign's over there if you didn't know.
You should still be able to see it on camera.
Yeah,